Good morning, people. Welcome to the Easy Stream. Hang on one second. Sorry, I was chewing my last bit of my bagel. Thought I had it timed a little bit better, but I guess not. All right. Good morning, people. What's going on? Andy Carson's here. Good morning, Andy. Thanks for joining us. Bruiser CB, what's up, dude? Good morning. Good morning. Benjamin Peters. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning to you, sir. Dennis Christensen, hello, hello. It's another Sunday. Welcome to another Sunday. That's right. Thanks for being here. Zeppelin Creek, what's going on, dude? Oh, I'm hearing myself. Well, at least that's working. Cool. All right. Southwest Florida Aquatics is in the house. Good morning, sir. Window liquor number 5. Up. Victor C, good morning. Good morning, Victor. All right, I'm already at the bottom of the chat. That was quick. All right, cool. All right, what we got today?
Zeppelin Creek Aquatics said Jason, good morning.
Good morning. I heard that. Hopefully you guys did too. Yeah. So today is going to be one of those quick and easy streams because it's a holiday weekend and I got some stuff I got to attend to.
Select Pet said good morning all.
Good morning. So we're going to try and get in and out real quick. First things first is we got to do that water change. I got to measure again the 20 gallons because A, I didn't go back on the stream and look where it was.
SWFL Aquatics said hit that like button, it's free.
That's right, man. Hit that like button. Good idea. Let me do that. I like myself. There we go. Good call. All right. As you can see, the plants I planted last week, most of them got pulled up. The Nubiuses.
Victor C said happy Labor Day holiday.
So I got to do that again. I'm going to start with the water. Let's get some water out of here.
John McKenzie said good morning, weirdos.
Good morning, weirdo. What's up, man? Let's get moving, man.
Select Pet said getting in and out real quick.
Yeah,
sounds
the old
like
in and out.
Days. Window Liquor #5 said hi Jason, all bells and whistles working.
Awesome, thank you, sir.
And the sponge on the left needs help.
Does it? No, I think it's kind of hard to say. It probably use a little adjusting, but I think it's just more of an illusion there that there are bubbles coming out of that. Probably could use a little bit more. Probably does need adjusting. How's the blackbeard looking today? I don't know. It looks kind of. I don't know, man. I feel like maybe I don't know. I don't even know. Oh yeah, wait. Oh my God. Let me not do that. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Any more? I always like to count them. I get paranoid. All right, let's. What was I gonna do? I gotta first of all get this marker so I don't forget it this time.
Select Pet said it's just where the filter parts are green. It makes it look like it's not working.
Yeah, I think that's like the Anubius is kind of blocking it, but it is working. We got bubbles coming. It's just it could stand to be adjusted. It'd be a little bit better of a chooch going there. We're gonna start draining this again. Trying to get 20 gallons. This tank's a little low too, so might have to go guesstimate what 20 gallons is going to be, so that I make sure that every time I do it, I top off. I should probably get the vials of water before I do anything. Sure, we can do 2 things at once here. Yeah. Oh. So how's everybody doing this holiday weekend? Hopefully everybody's chilling out. Weather's beautiful. A little brisk in the morning. But other than that, here it's been great. Not too hot in the afternoons, finally. Could live like this. I could live like this. Alright, I need a towel for my hands. There we go. I have a lily cat helping. Hey, where'd you go? Psst, psst. Little Lily. What's the matter, little Lilo? Like, I don't know what you're doing, but I don't trust it. Alright, one thing I used to have plant weights. That might help. But I don't know what to do with them. Or where they would be.
Alishana said, the weather is here. I wish you were beautiful.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's funny. Alright, I got the vials of water to test. Oh no. That thing is filling up. So we will, almost full, so I'm going to start taking the water out. Then, when I start putting the water back in, that's probably when I can do some testing. And then I can put those plants back.
John Mackenzie said Lily looks up to no good.
She's always up to no good. Let me pull this filter off so it starts chugging. I can hear it already. Lily's always up to no good. She just solemnly swears that she's up to no good. Alright. Probably gonna need those scissors. For everything else I think I planted is doing okay. Just those two anubias got pulled up. Doesn't surprise me much considering the geos that are in here. Alright, I'm calling that 5 gallons. Let's dump this. Oi. The whole reason I got the Python is to stop doing the bucket thing. But this is for science. So occasionally we have to. That's one. Let that drain. I need to blow my nose. Be right back. Alright. Crazy puppies on the loose. Barking out because I was blowing my nose. Let's dry up these vials real quick. While that's filling up.
Elaine said you can buy a whole pocket full of lock washers with a split in them for the price of one plant weight.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. It's a good idea. Yeah, those like those whatever those locking washers or whatever the heck they're called. Let's cap that real quick. Keep an eye on the bucket. Lily, you're up to no good. I see you.
Window Liquor #5 said work those muscles out, peeps. That's 1 pail and 2 pails. Pump it up.
Test the TDS real quick. 285. TDSs are dropping. My little chart. I gotta write that down. Good. Yay, tank parameters. Say 285. It's right here. 285. What is today? The last day of the month. It's also my mother's birthday. I gotta call her. Watch out, Billy.
SWFL Aquatics said, I have a plan, but any tips, suggestions on how to move my fish 1,000 miles, then restart Fishroom?
Ooh. Well, I don't know how many fish you have, but I would suggest getting those. Well, you know, you could do it a couple of ways. You already have air pumps. You could get one of those like inverters for your car that would run on like the cigarette lighter or something like that, and just plug in the air pumps, and then haul them in buckets with air stones in it. And obviously you probably have to do that all in one trip. That's a long ride, 1,000 miles. How many can you do in a day? Or could you do it all in a day, I guess? 1,000 miles, that's 60 miles an hour. It's a big number. That's a lot of hours. I mean, 10 hours would be 600 miles, so plus another 400. Eeh. Yeah, you're looking at it like an 18-hour drive or something like that. Probably longer, 20. Probably have to do that and split that up in a couple days, right? So we're about to fill this one. I would do the bucket thing. You could even, if you have that inverter run, depending on, no, I don't know if I worry about too much about heat, because that's going to be a lot of power, maybe too much for the inverter. Most of those inverters are like, if you're going to get one and you don't have one, maybe get something that can handle like a bunch of watts, like 300 watts. First of all, I don't know how many fish you're hauling, so that's a lot. That seems like a logistical nightmare. The other option is to pack them up like you're shipping them, and actually maybe even ship them to yourself. Then they'll spend 2 days in the mail. You ain't got to worry about it. That's an idea. I don't know how I would do that. Man, if I had to move this fish room 1,000 miles, I might do something like that. I might. Like pack myself up. But then that's an extra cost too, honestly. That sounds like a logistical nightmare. And then you have to set everything up. I don't know. Maybe have somebody on the other end setting up while you're packing up. I'm guessing you got to pack up the tanks and then drive or whatever, get everything there, unpack the tanks, and then unpack the fish. Ugh. Shit. Nitrate. Let's do the nitrates while that's filling. Those 2 buckets. I know, I gotta check chat because I'm not hearing anything coming through. So we get this nitrates test started. Calibrate with the phosphates here in a sec. Keeping sponge filters wet, try keep good bacteria. Yep, that's a good idea too.
Elaine said, I don't understand the need for an air stone in a bucket. Won't water splashing around put air in water?
Yeah, but I don't know how much water is going to be splashing around. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's just kind of just Now doing the whole, unless you're hitting a lot of bumps. Just taking my breeders using 27-gallon totes. That's an, yeah, there you go. I was just going to say ship the easy stuff like shrimp and plants and maybe even the nanofish. Yeah, maybe you can ship your filters. Biomedia, just keep it wet. Bag them up. Yeah, man. You're going to do the tote thing. Like the most I ever did was I drove from like Kentucky from the Triple Crown back and had a bunch of fish. We found her twist tie. Lily and her twist tie. And I did the bucket thing. And I had one of those battery powered
3G said
air pumps.
hash moist.
Hashtag moist. Yeah, and well, I had the battery powered thing, but it also has like a USB port, so I just had it plugged in when I was driving, and in the hotel room I could plug it into, or you could just let it be on battery mode. But yeah, I would try or do yeah. I mean, you can get one of those battery powered ones like the Co-op has, and then use the battery saver mode, so it's like in pulse.
Elaine said the roads in Pennsylvania will provide bumps.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
WFL Aquatic said USB power pump sig lighter.
Yep, that's the other one too. Do that. That's a good idea. Cigarette lighter, USB powered pump with the battery backup or whatever, so you could, you know, when you're in the hotel room or whatever. I'm sure you have power if you're like spending the night somewhere.
Select Pet said I would bag them individually and treat them like shipping. I've done multiple day trips to conventions, etc. like that fish did fine in bags multiple days. Temperature is the biggest issue.
That's the thing, yeah. But if you're driving like, you know, in a car in a climate-controlled
Andy
environment.
Carson said, haha, does the word moist even bother fish keepers? Just saying.
Doesn't bother me one bit. All right, let's do the nitrates while we're, or the phosphates. That's calibrated, that's counting down. Close that, open this. This is the last bucket, right? And that'll be 20 gallons. I gotta stop it a little shy because tank's a little low. Yeah, I think you know, the packing her up like shipping thing is probably a good idea. Or if you're doing the totes, get air stones or whatever, air pumps, battery powered, USB backups. Looking at it as cigarette lighters. You could even do the inverter thing for heat if you really needed it. Most likely, you get 300 watt inverter that can plug into a cigarette lighter. I'm pretty sure that shouldn't be too bad. And that's what, a 50 gallon or a 27 gallon tote. I think you can get away with a 50 watt heater in each. I mean, you're just looking to kind of keep it from getting too cold. But you're in Texas too, right? Going wherever? Or you said you were going to Texas, so you're heading around because south.
Name to WTX LOL.
Yeah, Southwest Texas. Yep. Yeah, so you're heading the southern route. I really wouldn't worry too much about the heat. If anything, you got to keep the AC on in the car. That'd be my biggest concern.
Fishcapade said, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. All right. I think.
Vibes Aquatic said, good
Vibes,
morning.
Vibes, what's up, man? Good
3G,
morning.
Elaine, Andy Carson, SWFL, Window Licker, Dennis, Alison, Uncle Smiley, John,
Oh, here we go.
Victor, Peplin, Benjamin. Oh, by the way, good morning, Jar SSN.
Thanks, man. Good morning. How you been? Let's see if we can get the silicon thing started too, or the
Vibes
silicates.
Aquatic said, good morning, Mel.
Morning, Mel. All right, a little bit more in that water. Let's do this. Get the 6 drops in here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Now this time I got to remember to calibrate it. And so, all right, we got that. We need test kit B, test kit C. That's that. This can go away. Got 4 minutes. I think we're good here. Let's put this away. Gonna start. Oh, something about this bucket. Okay. Let me mark the tank so I don't forget. Put a little, calling that 20 G's right there. Close enough. I don't know if you can see where I marked it, but I did. Right there. We got it marked. Okay. Put this away. Oh, I gotta make sure I read the tests before they go away too. What are we at? 4.4 on the nitrates. Man, are those dropped. I'm gonna have to start adding verts. Nitrogen.
Vibes Aquatics said, I've been living my
4.4.
life. If
Nice.
you know, you know. And
You know,
are
you know.
talking or thinking about that clash thing? Are you attending this year?
I am attending. All right, 4.4 on the nitrates and 0.46 on the phosphates. So we have been steadily dropping. Make sure I got that number. 4.6. Yep, 4.644. Okay, this is about to finish. Timer's gonna go off. Silicates too. See if they're dropping at all, or if we're still beyond help.
SWFL Aquatics said Annie won in the Houston area.
Is it? I don't know about Houston, but I know there's a couple vibes. Vibes is in Texas somewhere. All right. Once we get this test going, then I can start moving that water over there. I feel like this timer should be up soon. All right, plants. We're gonna have to deal with that too. I don't want to get distracted at the moment, so I'm gonna wait till that timer goes off and get the silica test running. All right, timer just went off. Now we gotta wait another minute.
CR Fish Cheryl Smith said, good morning, Jason and chat.
Good morning.
Vibes Aquatics
made
said,
it.
hey, Jason.
Hey.
Jason, would you be pleased or happy if that Vibes guy shows up at that clash?
I would be happy.
Or would you
Vibes guy is
that
pretty
Vibes
cool.
just stay away?
Nah, he should definitely come. He's a cool guy. We had a good time, man. We did breakfast together a couple times, right? Was that last year? I don't remember. No, we did it. I just don't remember. I'm losing track of time. That was a good time, man. Definitely should show up. All right. So 1 minute, we will calibrate. I can actually probably put it in the thing. Hit the button when the timer goes off.
CR Pish, Cheryl Smith, said good morning vibes.
All right, we are now calibrating. Didn't forget to do it this time. This sometimes takes a hot minute. I don't know why this one always seems to take longer. But I also have to do a whole lot of steps to get it to start to calibrate. All right, it's calibrated. Let's add the final solution. Final solution. Ominous.
Andy Carson said, not to distract you, but that Blackbeard is looking less vigorous. You are heading in the right direction.
Let's hope. I noticed there's a huge change this week in a lot of the numbers. All right, we got that mixed up.
Windowlicker #5 said, please tell us that you might at least go live at some point from the Clash for those that can't make it this year.
We were trying. We added some ideas. There was talk of doing Hollywood Squares, but I don't think that's happening. Fish Fam Squares. I don't know. I have a whole archive of Name That Tune. Maybe we could do something like that. Here's an idea. All right, that's counting down. I do think the Blackbeard is looking different, but I didn't want to say anything. Because last week you were all telling me it was going crazy again, so thought maybe I was going crazy. Well, I don't need. I know I'm going crazy. But I just don't care. All right. Ooh.
Fishcapade said, I think you mean heading in the wrong direction. That black beard should be growing out of the tank lower.
Got my coffee. Good stuff. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to replant those in a second here. But I want to finish this test because I know I'm going to get all distracted. See if the silicates are still through the roof, which I'm pretty sure they probably are. However, the nitrates have really dropped. They're getting to the point where there might be a negative number next week or a zero number.
Said nasty coffee. Elaine said match game would be fun too.
The match game? Not sure I know that game. All right, we got a minute left.
Aquatic said JJ us in, and when you're planning on arriving to the Clash. Is Jason aquascaping at the Clash?
I am not aquascaping
Jason,
this year.
Any new additions in your life? Fish plants, new toys, new friends?
New fish? No. No. New plants? We got some last week. Well, we put them in this tank last week. I've had them for a little while. New toys? Not really. New friends? Kinda. Doing a lot of walking around in the park. The wife. I keep running into people. Playing Pokemon Go. We've been meeting people there. Other than that, nothing new. Nothing too new. Oh! We'll deal with that after this. But the fry hatching rack here. I have a whole new idea that I think I'm going to run with. And I'm going to use 20 long fish tanks. And I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to I got 20 long fish tanks, probably drilled with a sump set up, and we're just going that whole 9 yards. Okay? I got to divide the tanks so that we have like, each 20 gallon will be 2 tanks basically, and then we'll go from there. All right, the silicates are through the roof. Still deep blue. That's a sad thing. Okay. So now let me get the water pump over here. Man, there's like it's like a mine zone of wires around here.
SWFL Aquatics said, I bought Lowell Fish Lab fry trays, love them.
Oh yeah. Those are the ones that, like, what was it, LRB had something like that, right? Was that him that had those fry racks? I don't remember. That was a while ago. But that sounds like a good idea. Those are the ones that can have like an overflow. Set up like a sponge or something in the back there. Set them on a big setup. Set this up here. This over here. Put it right there for now. And let's plug it in.
SWFL Aquatics said, basically Master Dean's fry trays modified.
Yeah, okay, alright. Yeah, that's not bad. I did something like that, but I was always having with the pump getting clogged, but I was using some.
Elaine said, Master Breeder Dean does fry trays.
There you go. That's a good idea. But, and I did, I was looking at the whole 20 longs, right? And I went to the Petco and I talked to the woman
Window
there.
Liquor Hash 5 said, have Ed play Drew Carey and play the price is right for fish prizes.
There we go. Yeah, and then, anyway, so the 20 longs, I went there and talked to the lady, and she had told me that the sale is just ended. They had a sale last month, and she said they only usually do it like 3 times a year, so I'm gonna have to wait to get them. And dude, I don't know why, but 20 long fish tanks are expensive as hell. They are $65 when they're not on sale. I was like, whoa, that's a bit steep, in my opinion. So we're gonna be waiting on that. But there is a clash coming up, and you never know. Maybe I can get some 20 longs there. Somebody's always kind of selling stuff there. I mean, they don't have to be new. They do got to be in good shape, though. You know what I mean? I'm not getting like a crusty old fish tank. If anybody's going to the clash and has some 20 longs they want to part with, let me know. We can work something out. Stick more rocks around this to kind of discourage the geos from nibbling. I think this one might have just gotten blown out of the...
Andy Carson said that Anubias is a bit too deep.
Yeah, the roots were sticking out, so gotta be deep for a little bit here. This one's gonna stay. Here, let's see if we can do something like this. Get in that wedge. That'd be cool. Get it to stay in there? Maybe. Let's try that. Let me see. No, I don't know if you think it's too... I put it deep and I pulled it up a bit, so...
Window Liquor Hash 5 said, have you looked at furniture lately? The prices are double.
Yeah, I'm not... Well, I haven't really been in the market for furniture, but I can imagine. All right, let's let this fill up. That's going to take a hot minute. In the meantime, we can deal with the fry. The other thing I wanted to do is, you see, this is that overflow box that I had 3D printed. Buddy printed for me. The water level is now quite a bit above where it started, so if I'm going to run this for a bit, I got to make sure I keep up on that. So I think maybe I'm going to try and reset that real quick before I get too crazy. So let me move this stuff out of the way. These guys are getting a little bit bigger. Maybe just still a little bit too
Vibes
small.
Aquatics said, could you imagine that Vibes guy taking a stack of 20 longs as carry-on? Now that would be hilarious.
I don't know.
Tell
Yeah,
the
carry on
TSA
me.
checkpoint, these are my emotional pets.
There you go. Carry on might be a little extreme, but you could probably get away. You'd have to check it, but I don't think it'd come back in one piece. I used to work at an airport. I know how those baggage handlers do things. It's straight and to the point. All right. Get this. This. Slow water everywhere. Alright, and I'm just gonna try and start this bunch of dead leaves in here.
Select Pet said if anyone could carry on 20 longs, it would be Vibes.
Yeah. I somehow think he could get away with it. When we planted those plants last week, somebody was nibbling. Try and get that out of there so it doesn't create a nutrient bomb. Some more back here. A couple of the, whatever, the crypts. Alright, I'm gonna try and restart this tank. A whole lot bigger than the one I got. Try and turn this completely upside
Vibes
down.
Aquatics said, hey Jason, have you ever taken live fish on any of your flights?
No, because I haven't really flown much in a long time. I'm trying to think and remember the last time I flew anywhere. God, I don't remember, dude. I think the last flight I might have taken was to, I think even then. I mean, I flew to international once or twice, but let's try and get this. Into there. There we go. Don't get sucked in, little dudes. All right, we're back down to where we should have been. That's cool. That worked. Yeah, man.
Vibes Aquatics said, select Pet, I might need to give that 20 long a try. Maybe the new Vibes challenge?
There
Hey
you go.
Vibes, no! Stop it!
Alright, we got the water kicking back on. Hopefully that stays at that level. Oh my god. All right, we're flowing, we're flowing, we're flowing. Everything's flowing. I don't remember what week the mops are at, so we gotta deal with that. I don't think I'm gonna put any more mops in the outdoor tub. Just because it's starting to get cold, man. It's been like low 50s or like high 40s overnight sometimes here. So I might have to, if it stays like that, we might have to break that tub down a little bit early. It's only like the beginning of September, so I don't know. We shall see. Alright, looks like we're holding steady right there for now, so I guess maybe every 2 weeks I gotta adjust. Seam. Until we get those tanks.
Select Pet said vibes you coming to Kentucky next June for the ACA ALA IBC convention we are having? You know it will be a good time.
What is IBC? I know what ALA is, and I know what the ACA is. The American Cichlid Association, the American Live Bear Association, but what's IBC? International Brotherhood of Cichlids? I don't know. What is it? Tell me, man. Alright. Let's deal with some mops. We got blue mops. We'll let that cook for a minute. Come over here. Still see 2. I see 1 in the back there. There's 3.
3G said no, but he's doing RBF.
I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I'm still just seeing those 3.
Here comes the rain.
Oh, Fisherman's here.
Falling on my head like a memory.
Alright, so blue mops, green mops coming out.
Aquatic said Select Pet, I don't know listening and getting breakfast, and then on to church. So I'll say my goodbyes now.
Well,
Goodbye,
Vibes.
Jason.
Thanks for stopping in.
Stream.
No problem, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Let's get the pre-clash vibes going.
Heck yeah. It's coming up soon. In 3 weeks?
3G said resting beach face.
Resting beach face. Nice. Alright. Got the green mop. Goes back in with the adults. So did they ever tell me what the IBC was? I didn't. Good chat. Probably hope. What do I do with my towel? Here's a towel. Scratch my nose. Alright, where's the mop I just had right here? Knock that last lid off. See if we got any eggs.
64 said good morning everyone and you to Jazrin.
Good morning, Fishymon. What's going on, dude? I'm not having high hopes on eggs here because I've been really slacking on the feedings.
Andy Carson said International Better Congress.
Ah, that makes a whole lot of
Select
sense.
said I'm already packing for the clash. IBC is International Better Congress, Jason.
There we go. They have a Congress now? Oh, there is at least 1 egg in here. That's cool. That's good to know. Go in there. Soon we should have this whole system up. It's got to give me some 20 longs. Oh yeah, that was what was new. The heater on my 90 gallon, right? I was having problems with it. I kept getting the alarm that the heater's been on for whatever 12 hours. And it was causing issues. So I went in there and I figured, oh, well, it's probably one heater that's not working because it was like getting, close to temps that I have it set at, 77, whatever, 70. And then, days and days, I just kept resetting the heater, going, okay, I got to deal with that, or resetting the heater controller. And then I go in there and I finally I got a spare heater. I get to go in there and I find out that both heaters are not working. So it wasn't even, nothing was heating. So I only put one heater in there for now, so I do need to get another one. Is it this? Oh, it's barely moving. Yeah, so did replace one of the heaters. So I got a 150 watt heater for 90 gallon tank, so it's probably not going to hold for about, going to need another heater. It's on the list. All right, these are the past guy rainbows. And these guys have just been, they have had no mops in here. And honestly, these guys might be big enough to go in with their parents. Yeah, I think they are. Maybe we do that right now. Get them out of there. Get the parents chooching. Back with the colony. There's a guy that was been going to a lot of the swaps lately. At least the last couple that I've been to. And he's been doing a lot of rainbows, and that's where I got these past guys from. And I have noticed my colony kind of dwindled. Probably because I've been slacking on the feedings, man. So I definitely need to get more of them. I'm going to try and put these in. Look at that. Got them both. Dun dun dun. Cool. That was easy. Didn't even need that. Alright, let me get this mop out, put these dudes in, let them temp acclimate, even though they should be real close. Take a look, hopefully we find some eggs in this mop. Yes? No? An egg? Oh. Looked like an egg, but then it didn't.
Window Licker #5 said that's weird. Did something chew the cords to the heaters? I had that happen with a power head. Wondered why it wasn't working and found the cord had been chewed.
It was one of
Daniel
those.
Velez said, "Good morning, everyone."
Good morning, Daniel. They were those Aqueon titanium heaters, the ones that are metal, not glass. And honestly, I don't know. I think what happened is one probably kicked out and the other one was trying to pick up the load for a long time, and then that one finally just faded. I don't know. I don't know, man. All right, I'll put that mop in there. I didn't see any eggs, but oh. You know what? This mop was from last week, and I totally forgot to put it out in the tub. So I'll just put them both in here. Anyway, one of them was with Celebes, and one of them was past guys. So they stayed wet this whole time, so they should be fine. And anyway, I could always separate Celebes from past guys. They're different species entirely. If anything hatches, put it that way. Okay, so that's that. Speaking of Celebes, let's do this. Gotta find the green mop. This is the green mop. Snails off of it. Let that. I was so hoping that overflow box would work, but yeah, I think I was in this like sunk cost fallacy here because I had these 5-gallon tanks that I got. I got them all pretty much for free. I think when I broke one, I actually bought another one, but they were inherited from Patty. I was kind of setting them up to kind of like, keep that going. But at the end of the day, I think it's like a lost cause, man. I should just move on. Get something that works, right? What mop did I just pull out from this? This is green. Take this one and put this one here. Yep, there's definitely eggs in this one. I'm pretty sure you guys can see the fry in there, right? Egg right here.
Window licker #5 said, did you talk to Jeff and see if he had better results with it?
Jeff. Oh no, I haven't seen Jeff in a while actually. I think he's on my Discord. I can shoot him a message, see if he had. I don't know if he tried it. He's the one who just found it. That I should try this. I only see that one, but there's one. There's usually more. Oh no, there's another one down there. Alright, so there's a couple in here. One there. At least 3. And now that this system is running, I just got to keep an eye on it. And maybe every couple of weeks I got to reset it until I get 20 longs. But I think the idea is what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 20 longs. This bottom one I'm going to set up with a sump in it. As a sump, but I'm going to try to use it as a tank too, so I have an idea. These I think the 20 long, I'm going to divide it with a piece of glass, but maybe I'll do it where the glass underneath there I can stuff some of the sponge material I have so that the water can flow under there and then out the other side. As long as we have it like, I don't know, I'm going to have to test. I'm going to test this. But anyway, let's get there's my flashlight right here. Those little babies. They're doing all right. I should probably clean out this moss in here too. It's going to make it real hard to catch things. The only reason that moss was here is because it actually had a bunch of eggs in it from the Madacas. Down here is the fricatas. A handful of them down here too. I have a feeling maybe that guy is not a fricata. He might be a celebi.
Geek Boy said middle finger emoji.
What's up, geek? Let me do this mop real quick for the fricatas. Swap that one out. Rinse this. Ooh. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like this system is kind of a little leery because that overflow box, like it would be pretty easy for Fry to go take a ride to that tank down below. So I think this whole idea, I just got to scrap it. Like, you know, the time and energy I spent into it doesn't mean I should keep sending time and energy into it to get it to work. If it ain't working right, I should just give it up. Go to a different way. That's the whole sunk cost thing. But we'll see. All right, let's grab this one. Then the other thing I was thinking is maybe I turn these 10-gallon rack that's on the next to this whole setup is what I turn into where I put my breeders. And then I got a whole breeding island happening here, and all my other tanks can just be display tanks. There's a snail. I see any eggs? An egg? No. Seen any eggs? Most unusual.
Geek Boy said, I thought you were supposed to keep trying the same thing until it works.
Over and over again, right? Nope. Not me, man. Sometimes you just gotta throw in a towel and try something else. Put this back in here. Let's throw this back here. Throw this back over here.
Window licker #5 said I miss Patty, but she would have said move on stupid, LOL.
You ain't wrong. She's like, you idiot.
Select Pet said that's what I do. I keep trying the same thing.
And then wonder why it's
Figure
not
one
working.
of these times the results will be different.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see if we got anything in the Luminatus. See, this is another reason why I think I need to set up tanks for just breeding specifically, because I am not getting any luck with these Luminatus, and I think it's because the tank they're in is really just not great for breeding. They might be laying eggs, but they're not laying them in the mop, that's for sure. See nothing. Oh. Now that summer's winding down, shouldn't be too hard to kick things back up. Yeah, so I need to get me some 20 longs. I've been trying to scour like the, the apps and stuff like that for used band and stuff like that. But dude, some people are nuts. I mean, well, that's not much to be obvious, but I mean, they're selling like a 20 long setup for like $110. It's like, dude, I realize you put money into that, but you're not getting the money you put into it back out. So you're insane if you think people are paying for that. I mean, you can get a whole brand new setup for that same price. That's why I think people are nuts. Those marketplace apps. I don't know. All right, let's see. Maybe these Luminatus like breeding into my blackbeard algae. That might be the thing. Occasionally I find an egg in the mop, but also the tank is unheated that these mops are going in, so that ain't helping much either.
Some people are nuts. Yeah, we all keep coming here week after week.
See? Oh, no.
Select Pet said aquarium stuff loses resale value faster than cars. Well,
Yeah.
faster than used toilet paper almost.
But some people, man, they think they can get their money back. I mean, I understand that, But on the end of the day, dude, you gotta come to terms that you might have lost some money. All right, those are all the mops. Hopefully, we'll deal with that. I'll keep you guys in the loop when that happens. Deal with this real quick. Still pumping here. Filling up. Gotta check what time it is, because head out pretty soon. Oh, it is after 10 already. Well, I guess I gotta wait till this finishes filling up anyway, so. And then next week's stream is probably, I'm gonna clue you guys in now, it's probably not gonna happen. It's my wedding anniversary. So I know the wife already is talking about things, and we took some vacation days. Friday, Monday. We have a long weekend, so we probably might not even be here. So I won't. 90% sure I will not be streaming next week, so you guys can sleep in. Have some breakfast. So I guess I should have to maybe make sure I do that water change before.
Victor C said, thanks for live streaming Depths Unknown.
Or maybe if I'm ahead of the curve, I can maybe record something and just play you a video. Have a pretend live stream. Not a bad idea. Go through it all. It's not a bad idea. So, if I'm not live, keep an eye out. There might be a video. And if there's not, then well, I suck, I guess. C'est la vie. Right. You know what I gotta do is I'm gonna feed these fry real quick while I'm over here, because I didn't feed them yet this morning. That's usually not a good thing for fry. They like to eat, especially newborns, newly hatched ones. Okay, that is that. Oh man. Dump this water out. Bucket. So one of these streams we're gonna have to do like a catch-up stream, and we're just probably gonna go ham.
Geek Boy said happy anniversary.
Thanks,
Give your
man.
wife my condolences.
Yep. It's gonna be 16 years, man. No end in sight. Alright, well I gotta sit here and wait for this to fill up anyway, so we can watch some fish together.
Andy Carson said thanks for the stream, Jason.
Hey, no
Happy
problem.
anniversary.
Thanks.
Everyone have a great couple weeks.
Yeah.
Select Pet said, didn't someone say ham?
Yes. Here, let's see if I can find it. I'm gonna look on this app here. If I can see anything for fish tanks. There's some guy in Ohio that was selling 20 longs. Guy wants $20 for a 10-gallon. Use normal wear. Not the worst price if you're in desperate need. This guy wants $100 for a 20-gallon and a stand. I mean, a stand, maybe. All used, normal wear. See, that seems like a little like way overpriced to me.
Window Liquor Hash 5 said
Stand might
maybe
have a
use the
little value.
5Gs for some cool shrimp. You already doing Oro could be cool.
That's not a bad idea. I just have to figure out where I'm gonna. Space is gonna get tight. So I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put these 5 gallons. Or maybe I could. No, I don't know. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now for hatching. One of them is for Furcadas, one of them is for Luminatus, one of them is for Gertrudes, and one of them is for Pascais, and one of them is for Celebes, right? So that means if I was going to do the 10-gallon breeder tanks, I would need 5. There's 1, 2, 3. That would remain a sump. That would be 3. Their size had 4, 5. That would be all of them. 4, 5, 6, I guess. But I could maybe plumb them all. That'd be interesting if I used 1 10-gallon for all rack system. Like the ones on the 10-gallon racks. I have 2 racks with 10 gallons on them. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 on this side. I don't know. On your screen, it's the left. Or no, the right. I'm sorry. Right. And I would use the bottom one here as a sump, I think. And I could pump it up. I feel like if I did 2, yeah, I'd have to use the bottom one and the other one as a sump, because that would, then it would really run the risk if like power went out or something. Overflowing a lot. Maybe not. You just have to figure out the volume. Trying to look for all these other tanks here. Here. Not working? Ah, derp. Not working. What's going on? Nothing's responding. This one guy wants 130 bucks. Guessing this is, it looks like a 55 gallon and a stand. The stand is one of those wrought iron ones, and it looks like it's not the right stand. No, he's not even selling the stand. He's selling the tank for 130 bucks. You're out of your mind, dude. See if marketplace has anything. Search. Fish tank. Guy wants 100 bucks for 60-gallon fish tank. For a pet hamster was in it. Ugh. Dude, you should be paying me to take that. Probably might even be an aquatic one. This guy wants 40 bucks for a 10-gallon. Tank was 60 bucks new. Yeah, see, man, you ain't getting that. You are not getting it. Hey, here's a 30-gallon fish tank. It's one of those. Yeah, it's a 30-gallon tall. That one's all right. He wants 30 bucks for a 30-gallon. That's, you know, not insane. That one's 60 bucks. What is this? 40-gallon tank. 60 bucks for a 40 breeder is probably not a bad deal. I feel like you can get them cheaper though. $75 for a 35 fish gallon tank and stand. See,
Geek
that's
Boy
not a
said
bad
them
deal.
people up in PA really are nuts.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. 20-gallon high. This guy wants 50 bucks. That's just the stand. Yeah, that might be one of those wrought iron stands too. 55 bucks for a 10-gallon fish tank and a heater, and I don't know. Get it. Get it, dude. 15 bucks for a 29-gallon. See that? That's what we're talking here. 25 bucks for a 10-gallon. Come on, man. 200 bucks for a 55-gallon tank. Lost your damn mind, dude. 80 bucks for a 35 rimless. Okay, it's rimless, maybe. 50 bucks for a 20 high. See, you guys are trying to get what you paid for it, and it just happened. First of all, you overpaid. 40 bucks for a 5.5 gallon tank. Yeah, forget it. Hey, this guy wants 10 bucks. This looks like a 20 long too. No, it says 10 gallon. That is not a 10-gallon fish tank. That's in Walnutport though. God, that's a wall. Quite a drive. 75 bucks for a 20-gallon. No. No. $20 for a fish tank. This isn't Emmaus. This looks like a 20 long too. I might have to. I would pay $20 for a 20 long. It's like right next door.
Window Liquor #5 said cleaning, them could be a pain and really stinky. What's the price of new at PetSmart or Petco?
Brand new, like, and if they're not on sale, was 65 bucks. I looked at it the other day. I went there and I actually asked, like, when's that sale happen? She's like, it just happened, dude. I'm like, oh, figures. Me up. Might have to add some more water in this tank. So 65 bucks for a 20 long, and if I need 3 of them, that's a hefty number. And even if, what are they going to be 50% off? So they're going to be 35 bucks each. So that's going to be $100 for 3 tanks easily and change. So I got to kind of cut costs here. Okay, so I think my guesstimating where 20 gallons would be is kind of a little bit off. Because we're not even at the top here. We're almost out of water. So I'm going to have to probably add a little bit more. But that 20, that looked like a 20 long. I might message them when I get off stream here. See if they want to part with it. If it is indeed a 20-gallon tank. That would be 1 down, you know what I mean? 3 to go. I mean, the picture looked like it was in decent shape.
Bootscats said good morning.
Yo, Bootscats, what's going on? We're about to get out of here because I got holiday plans. I'm finishing this water change here, and then we're gonna wrap up. I'm almost done with the water change. Doing remineralized water.
The Nano Aquarium guy said good morning all.
Good morning. Everybody's waking up now. Just in time. I'm gonna kick this filter back on because it's full enough. Please just start. Nice. Cool. A little low on the water. I think I'm gonna have to adjust my mark. But I know it's low now, so I can go with the flow. Adjust as needed. Not like incredibly low. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see how low we are? First of all, the tank isn't level. You can see that it's definitely lower on that end. Then that end's actually above the rim. This one's not quite. So we'll have to play with that. It's full enough, I guess. So next week we can fiddle around. All right, we have definitely chooched out on the water here. Let's take this, bring this hose back into the tank or the bucket, whatever this thing is, can. Pump away. Get ready for next week. All right, folks. Calling it done. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Even though it's a short stream today, I appreciate it. Next week, I'm most likely not going to be here, but I might do like a video for you guys. Just to have something. And then I'll be back 2 weeks, and then we got a couple of weeks till the Clash. So that'll go quick. All right. Let's do this. All right, guys. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. You got anything you want to show off, talk to me about? If I could find my email address, so I'll pop that up here. Here it is. Email me here. Otherwise, hit that like if you haven't. Subscribe if you're not. And we'll do it all again next week, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.